going on, everybody? Welcome to the Deep Thought. My name's Hasib, and let's get into today's topic. And today's topic, I'd like to jump right into power and how illusory power really is. So when I say power is illusory, what I mean by that is that we have made power into this thing with authority, as in people, we've granted the title of powerful to other beings within this world, and we believe that they are an almighty, they have authority, they have might, they have all these qualities to dictate and make things happen. Now, when I say these things, when I say it out loud like that, it gives you an idea or an image of God, in a sense. The all-powerful, the all-knowing, all-powerful, that jazz. But I want to focus on what power really does and how it has impacted our societies today. Especially when it comes to gender interactions. See, we believe that power is something that we grant to other people. It's something that, as a populace or a population, we can just entitle anybody to essentially a throne and assume that they have power. Me right now, I can just make a statement and say that I have power. I have power to do things, to make miracles happen, or whatever it is that you want. And some people would believe me, and some people won't. But I'd like to believe, I'd like to stay on track with what power really is. And what power really is just a figment of our own imagination. It is a creation of our own imagination. We don't actually believe in it. There's no such thing as power. There's no physical thing of power. There's no physical being that embodies power. And I'd like for everybody to understand that power does not exist under any circumstance. So when you realize that power does not actually exist, you begin to see the world a bit differently. When you understand that nobody actually has real authority, nobody has real power, nobody, not the police, not the president, not the military, nobody has power. Power is something that is entitled to other people by us, because we are either fearful or because we would like to be guided. Most of the time, it's because we are fearful. It's not because we're looking to be guided. Whenever we look for a guide, we don't look for somebody who's all-powerful or anything along those lines. We look for somebody who has the traits of a leader. And we all know, or at least I hope we do, for the most part, we all understand the concept of a true leader and a ruling leader. A true leader is somebody who does guide the people, leads by example. A ruling leader is somebody who has absolutely no idea what they're doing, tells people to do something while also not guiding them in how to proceed or act or do what it is that they've demanded those people do. So there's a couple of different ways that we can look at power, and those are just a couple of examples. There's more, I'm sure, that we can come up with, but I'm just gonna stick with those two for right now. So when it comes to the illusion of power, we need to understand that nobody holds anything over us. Nobody holds any power over us, what we do or what we have done. Only we give people the power and the pleasure to wield that power over us if we are fearful. So, for example, let's say that you have harmed somebody in your life, and you are fearful that that will come to light at some point in your lifetime, which it probably will. And if you have, then there is no shame about it when it comes out, or if you decide to go out and tell the world about your actions, then nobody holds any power over you. There is no power over you. This is also where some people would be mistakenly accused of being insane. When you understand that nobody holds any power over you and you go on a chaotic run of destruction, people automatically assume that you must be insane, when in reality they're not. There's no such thing as insanity, and that's a whole different topic. But we essentially go out of our way and believe that, if somebody is willing to commit tragedies and travesties, such as somebody who we would deem as insane, that's being destructive in our society, that is a person who is that has truly liberated themselves from the misconception of power. Now, I'm not saying to go out of your way and start thinking that there is no authority, because there is. And it's you. You are the authority of your world, but we'll get into that a little bit later. Authority does not come from anybody else, but when we are set free from that misconception, some people tend to go a little overboard, and that is why we see people that end up committing crimes and doing ghastly and tragic acts within society. So don't go out of your way and, become like the Joker off of Batman or something like that, because that's a little much. But just come to the understanding that there is nobody in this world, nobody in any form or fitness or anything of the sorts that holds any power over you, who you are, and how you behave. Because this whole world has created institutions for us to learn how to behave and how to be controlled by the powers that be. And the powers that be are always the one, especially the ones now, and I am talking about America and the European Union, Russia, China, all these very large countries that are going out of their way to essentially control the masses, which inevitably they're going to fail, but these are people that I'm talking about in this world. I lost my train of thought there for a moment, but when these people start to realize that the common folks, they hold no actual power over them, and we as society start to come together and realize that we've been manipulated by the institutions of these countries, because we're put into schools As soon as we are born, we're put into schools that teach us to do things, certain ways. I know here in America, for example, a lot of schools, a lot of teachers, and I know this for a fact, still go out of their way and teach Christian religion in a way where they almost vilify other religions. And kids end up going back home, especially if they're Muslim, if they're Jewish, if they're anything else, Buddhist, anything along those lines, and they go back home and start questioning their parents and all these things, and creates all that melodrama between families. But essentially, these institutions, and vice versa, by the way, they all do this. So if you go, even if you go to an Islamic school or something along the sorts, they will tell you that they are the ones that are correct. They're not. Nobody is. I do believe that wholeheartedly. Nobody in this world is right, because we all just like to hop onto a train and go with it, because we like to believe that we're right. We need to hold on to something because we're fearful. Whole different topic. We'll get into religion later. But essentially what we do is we're raised and taught at schools. We are essentially raised there, and then once we are raised there, these institutions also tell us to go and further our education, and keep in mind they are still within control of us and who we are and how we're supposed to be behaving and interacting with one another within our society. So you go off to high school. After high school, you go off to college, and you get your degree, you get your diploma, whatever it is, your certificate, that piece of paper that makes you feel worthwhile, until you realize you're about 35 years old and you understand that that piece of paper means absolutely nothing, and all it means is that you can essentially stick it out for 4 years at a company. But you see, these institutions keep you within these little boundaries of control, because after you graduate college, after you get your certificate, you decide to go get a job within that field that you thought you would actually like to be in, only to find out once you start working in that field, you feel very incomplete. You feel like there's a void still within you because you're not doing what you want to do. You're working for a company. And namely, that company is probably not doing what you want to do. For the most part, whenever I talk to people that just get out into the profession that they're wanting to get into, they're very disappointed with it. They're very disappointed with the field because they don't do anything that they thought they would be doing. You end up using very little of the knowledge that you actually learn in college, and that's one of the reasons that we think that college is such a waste of time. And it is. So these countries put us in our little institutions that control us, our behaviors, and they specifically plan and coordinate, okay, well, this person should go to this school, and they've done it to such a T that we don't even understand it. And when people like me come out and tell people like yourself or somebody else that isn't aware of this, you reject me and my opinion because you're afraid that I might be right. And that's okay. That's absolutely fine. It's okay to be scared. What's not okay is to completely reject something as false. Now, I do say that right now, until I blatantly just rejected religion earlier in the video. I don't reject religion altogether. There are some good things that come out of religion. There are philosophical ideals that come out of religion that are actually very beautiful, but we're not, like I said, we're not going to get into that right now. So this whole misconception of authority, of power, that we are so willing to give other people, we need to understand it doesn't exist. None of it exists. The only power in this world is you. You are the only person who can grant yourself power. You are the only person that can grant somebody else power over you. You're the only person that can grant other people power over your emotions. You are also the only person that can put somebody in a position of power over anybody else. And when I say that, I mean it in a way that we, or singularly we, essentially, if we allow other people to be over somebody else, like overpower them or anything along those lines, kind of like a bully does, if we allow that type of behavior, if we allow that to happen, then we're no better than they are. So keep in mind the things that power truly is and what it does, because it doesn't exist. And we need to understand that. And we need to accept it. Anyway, guys, that's where I'm going to leave this video today. I am going to touch more on the illusion of power once more a little bit later in another video. But I just wanted to get this out there and really open up people's minds, because we live in this world, on this rock. We live on this rock that orbits a ball of fire, and believe that there is something called power within societies, and there isn't. There's only the concept of power, and it's fake. So anyway, I will talk to you guys later. If you guys enjoyed this video, if you liked it, share it with your friends, let them know, because it's what this entire thing is about. It's about opening your guys' minds, opening the eyes of everybody to understand, and also not live in a world of fear. Because if you're living in a world of fear, you're probably not living your life as well as you should be, and you're probably not living it as fully as you can be, because you are in a state of fear. Anyway, I hope you guys have yourselves a wonderful weekend. It is Friday, and I will talk to you guys later. Anyway, I love you guys, and chat soon. Bye.